guys, SPARTAN117GW, and today we're going to be talking about something a little bit different. Now you guys have seen me wear all kinds of gear over the years, but I kind of figured I'll just show you guys what I wear when I'm on the job. Some of the kit I've actually worn in the past, some of it I wear now when I go to drill and stuff like that, but just to give you an idea of what I wear when I'm actually working. So starting from head to toe, what we have is the Standard Shoot Army Combat Helmet, or ACH. It's a pretty much basic helmet. I've kind of decked it out a little bit with a little bit of Velcro so I can kind of customize it, or use strobes or anything like that, or nav lights, or SNS Precision V-lights, that kind of thing, you know, stuff like that that can kind of help out in low light situations, like especially if you don't want to get freaking run over, but that's what the PT belt is for. But you know, the Velcro kind of gives me a little bit extra customizability. I have a one-hole shroud on here. It's the Wilcox one-hole shroud. It's actually adaptable between 1 and 3 holes, which is actually really cool because, you know, a lot of duty guys really just don't want to drill 2 or 3 extra holes in their bucket, especially when you got to turn it back in to Uncle Sam. So it's actually a really nice option for people looking for, you know, a one-hole shroud that's going to give them the stability that your typical three-hole shroud, so something like a Loadout or of course a Wilcox. But that's definitely one of the main customizations that I've done to this helmet, and this is the exact helmet that I wear pretty much today when I go to the range. I actually have worn the Team Wendy in the past. Like one of the last few ranges I went to when I was back at Bragg and Usasoc, I actually just wore my Team Wendy because I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna wear the Team Wendy. But this is typically what I wear now. You know, ballistic buckets are always nice, kind of protect your dome, just in case something happens. Now going on down to the main course here, we have the JPC. You know, over the years I've actually worn all kinds of different body armor. I've worn the IBA, I've worn the IOTV, I've worn the KDH Magnum TAC-1 plate carrier, or the Standard Issue Army plate carrier that's issued primarily mostly to combat arms units, but I ended up getting my hands on one. I mean, it's Fort Bragg, it's such a small town, people are buying and selling stuff all the time, so I ended up getting my hands on one. It was a pretty good plate carrier, but I didn't like how the side plates sag. It just, the way it's not very secure, I guess, cummerbund style, because it uses buckles, and you know, I just wanted something simple that would work. And you know, the JPC is actually really affordable, and as you can see, it's really lightweight too. I wanted something that was simple, lightweight, and kind of gets the job done. I didn't need anything too crazy, and of course it's Cry, so JPCs are pretty much awesome. And there are actually a couple different things I've seen in Usasoc. I've seen pigs, I've seen JPCs, I've seen other Cry gear, I've seen some pretty interesting plate carriers, some good, some bad. But more or less, what I typically run, I just keep it simple. I have a 3-mag setup right here, just to kind of keep things flat, so if you go prone, especially when you're at the range, or if you're in the field, or you do anything when you're on your belly, you just don't have this massive bundle of mags just sticking off. But you know, to each their own. I've seen guys wear these huge chest racks, and it really kind of depends what you're doing. This personal setup was actually really interesting too, is I've actually utilized the Blue Force Gear 10-speed mag patches. Yes, 10-speed. I actually have 2 of them set up. I have 1 on each side. More or less, it just keeps me slick, but it gives me the ability to just throw stuff in it when I need it. When extra mags, or a you know, I got my cat tourniquet right here. It's just really simple. I mean, you can put smoke grenades, all kinds of stuff in there, and it's very adaptable. And as soon as you take it out, it just sucks it in, becomes nice and slick, and you don't have extra gear when you're running around. And more or less, I think it kind of enhances the mobility. So, and what's also really good about the JPC, if you didn't know, it actually has admin pouch right here. It actually does have slots for pistol mags. I've never really used it for that before. I pretty much, if anything, put like a notepad whenever I'm like taking notes at like a briefing. I'll just shove it in there. But very simple on the front. As you can see, I just got my, you know, your typical insignia and rank and all the good stuff. Also, let's see, covered that. Oh, also what's really cool is these bad boys right here. We got them in a trade from a buddy. These shoulder pads are awesome. I think it's the Shellback Tactical pads. I'm trying to remember exactly what they are, but they're really comfortable, and they just work great. I mean, the JPC comes with some really like thin pads, and then I've tried something else for a while, but when you have 2 plates on and you don't really have a lot of support on the shoulders, it kind of digs in. So the shoulder pads really help a lot. These things are awesome. Definitely a big fan of them. I'm pretty sure they are the Shellback tactical ones, but like I said, I got them in trade, so I wasn't 100% sure which brand they were. Now, going on to the back of the plate carrier, I have a couple different things. Primarily some tack tailor pouches. You're going to find, I have a tack tailor pouch on, I believe it's on the bottom, but on the top, I actually have a blue Force Gear admin pouch. In certain cases, I'll switch the entire back out for a camelback setup if we're actually going out on to like work on like a patrol or something like that. But if we're at the range, or if we're just, out at the field like an FTX, I'll either have a range bag or I'll have a bag close by, and I'll just keep my water source there. I'll have a water bottle on me, or like an Nalgene bottle or something. So there wasn't always a super need for me to have a camelback, unless we're like, hey, we're gonna go walk in the woods and go play army. Then yeah, you're probably gonna need a camelback on you because you're not gonna be close to a water source. Also, I have an IFAC. To be honest, I don't even know what brand it is. It was pretty damn badass. I got it at Grey Group. One of the things I like about it is that I can completely detach the IFAC and move it to where I need it. Like your typical IFAC that's on like an IOTV or IBA, it's depending on where you put it, it's usually stuck on the side, and some units will put them upside down, so it's easier to access for the guy who's in it, because reaching like this is already hard enough. Reaching like this is a lot easier. But even those setups, I like the ability just to rip it off and put it where I need it, so I can work on myself if something happens to me. And typically I'll carry 2 cat tourniquets. You'll see a lot of people carrying them up here. I mean, I got it here just because it's really, really quick. If I'm not even using the vest and we actually have to use it for something, then I'll have it up in the shoulder. But more or less, I'll have one extra one in the IFAC. Plate carrier, pretty standard, pretty simple, nothing too crazy, crazy zip-on panels or anything, but you really don't need much if you're just going to the range or just doing, a couple of FTXs or anything like that. But this is more or less what you see is what you get. Also, for the boots, typically what I run are the Nike SFBs. Yes, I know it's really crazy. They've actually changed the regulations, so a lot of boots that people used to wear are not really allowed anymore, so I'm actually kind of in the process of getting new boots. One of the good things is I'm in the reserves now, so I don't have to worry about that on a day-to-day basis like a lot of the active duty guys do, because that can be kind of a pain in the butt when you're walking down the road and Sergeant Major's like, whoa, look at those boots. Those are not authorized anymore. So still working on getting those updated. Also on my boots, I have the tack laces on them. I mean, I tell you, there's been so many times where I'm like rushing to put my stuff on to go get to like staff duty or something like that, or fire guard or whatever, and you're just like, it's just trying to save time, and just tying the boots takes a good amount of time. The tack laces, just zip them right on, and you're good to go. It's very, very simple to utilize and very, very cool. And also, typically for gloves, you're going to see me run mechanics gloves. I love the mechanics guys. They make good products. It's affordable. And if you lose them, you're not going to lose like 50, 60 bucks worth of material, and or like your gloves or anything like that. It's fairly affordable. If you lose it, you can replace it. And they're actually very, very, very comfortable. I've used the multicam ones. I think I've used so many different gloves since like probably about 2008. That's probably when I started using mechanics gloves. Right now, I got the .5. This is kind of my primary glove right now. I like these gloves a lot. With certain textures on certain guns, can be a little slippery. So I prefer things that have more of a stipple texture, or some kind of texture that gives your primary a little bit extra grip or anything like that. So you'll see me running different types of things like the CMR on my airsoft guns or something like that. But that just gives you an idea. So overall, that covers the kit today, is my duty kit. So if you guys have any questions or you'd like to see more kits, planning on doing more kit videos in the future, let me know, comment below, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys next time.
Elite Force BBs, that's what's in my mag. Thanks for watching.